If you haven't already done so, make sure and make your plans for the upcoming Rump Run. That's coming up this weekend. It's a time 5K and a 1-mile fun run that raises both money and awareness for the Greater Chattanooga Colon Cancer Foundation. Dr. Shauna Lorenzo Rivera is here, along with Greg Grobmeyer. Is that the correct pronunciation on your name?
That'll work.
Greg.
Absolutely.
All right. Dr. Shauna is the outgoing president of the Chattanooga-Hamilton County Medical Society, and you have taken on a huge role in the Colorectal Foundation here. Tell us what your position is with that.
Well, I am chairman of the foundation, but the reason why we do this in Chattanooga is that Chattanooga actually has one of the highest rates of colon cancer. We think the reason that is because Chattanoogans don't get their colonoscopies on time. We also know that Afro-Americans actually get colon cancer slightly earlier than whites do. So the screening age for an Afro-American should be 45. The screening age for colonoscopy for someone who doesn't have colon cancer in their family would be 50.
You say that our incidence of colon cancer is a little bit higher than in the rest of the country. Put that into perspective. Is there a percentage or a number that you can put on it that we are higher here than other places in the country?
Other places? Well, I will say it's something that changes every year. And so if I were to put it into perspective, for example, of all the people who get their colonoscopy, 25% of them will have polyps. It doesn't mean they have colon cancer in their family. It just means that they have a polyp.
Right.
We call that sporadic. It could happen to anybody. And then of those people, about a fourth of them are going to have a cancer. That could be an early cancer. That could be a late cancer. But the thing that's really important is colon cancer is usually asymptomatic. There are no symptoms until it's widespread.
Right.
So that's why we want people to know to get the colonoscopy early.
Greg, tell us your story. You're a cancer survivor and you had colon cancer. What went through your mind when you first heard the diagnosis?
Well, I didn't have an opportunity to think about it too much. I actually got diagnosed in May of 2009. I had really no symptoms that would have flagged me towards colon cancer. I was had some acid reflux and was feeling kind of tired, went and talked to my internist. And so 36 years old is pretty early to have
no doubt
anything like this going on. My internist thought to do some blood work, and when that happened, I found out I was anemic. There's no reason for a 36-year-old American meat-eating male to be anemic. Unless you're losing some blood somewhere. So they thought I probably had a bleeding ulcer, something like that, and did an upper GI, didn't find anything. So they persuaded me to do a colonoscopy. And again, I was hesitant to do that. It seemed young, I didn't have family history, and let's face it, a colonoscopy is a fairly in-depth procedure. And so, but I did follow through with that, and I woke up from colonoscopy and they said, you have a mass. And it's pretty obvious that it needs to come out. And we happen to have a surgeon standing by. Would you like to do it right now?
Yes.
And so I had very little time to think about it. It's not something you want to sit around on. So I proceeded with it and woke up a little while later. They had taken the entire right side of my colon and resected that. So I tell people I now just have like a semicolon.
So. I knew one of those was going to come in here in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. But
surgery got followed up with
chemotherapy. I ended up, I was a practicing dentist before all this.
So you knew a little bit about the medical aspect of it.
I did, and I knew that this was a potential possibility, but it was definitely something, you know, I didn't have a choice in this matter. And so I ended up ending up with some neuropathy in my fingers and my feet. I can no longer, people don't want to go to a dentist that drops things. So I've had to take another career path.
How did you guys get hooked up? You said you had your treatments over in West Tennessee. And I know the good work that Dr. Shauna and the rest of the staff does here travels far, but how did you guys get hooked up?
The billboards, they're everywhere in this town, which is wonderful. And so I saw it, and I knew I had a story to tell, so I contacted the Greater Chattanooga Colon Cancer Foundation with my story, and then they kindly asked me to come on air here and also speak at the Rump Run coming up this Saturday.
And the Rump Run, one of the things that I want to point out about this is there's a lot of charity races and runs that are held here in town. A lot of that money leaves town. This is not the case here.
No, 100% of our funds stay here in Chattanooga. And our money goes to several things, but one of the things that we're very proud of is that all 3 hospital systems participate. donate their staff and their funds for this particular race and to care for patients. So as you were talking about the billboard campaign, we want Chattanoogans to know you get your colonoscopy at the age of 50 unless you have symptoms.
Right.
You get it sooner. So we are very fortunate to have local celebrities like you be billboards for us. So we raise awareness, but we also pay for colonoscopy for those who can't afford it. And last year I actually found a cancer in a patient who we had been able to do that for her and also cure her of cancer with surgery. So that was really fortunate.
This is going to be something that's a lot of fun every year. And how many years has this been going on?
8.
This is number 8. What if you want to participate, but due to physical limitations or scheduling limitations, you're going to be out of town? How can you help out there?
Well, we have a couple different things. The easiest thing is if you were to go to rumprun.com, you can do your donation there. Or we are the Greater Chattanooga Colon Cancer Foundation, so it's G3CsF.org, and you can make a donation. You can also, we have something called a living cemetery, so if you have a family member who has since passed, we can put their obituary online where it will last technically forever.
Right. And this is going to be your first Rump Run, is that correct, Greg?
That's correct,
Well,
absolutely.
you're going to be surprised at the number of folks that are out there and the fun they have. I mean, this is a pretty serious health issue that we're dealing with. You guys treat this with a tremendous amount of humor.
And so we should.
And so you should.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. All right, again, it's going to be a 5K timed run and a 1 mile fun run.
Correct.
And
so I was going to say, even those who feel that they may not be in the shape to run a 3-mile race, the 1 mile fun walk is great because it's more like a parade.
Sure.
Everybody's together in their matching t-shirts. It's a really good time. And if you're a survivor, we have a survivor tent sort of being like a VIP. You get a free t-shirt and that sort of thing.
And how long have you been cancer-free again, Greg?
I'm coming up on 1 decade, so I am blessed to be here.
You know, and 10 years ago, colon cancer had an entirely different diagnosis and impact than it does today. Thanks in part to people
treatable
like her.
and beatable.
Yep.
But you got to do the
Absolutely.
colonoscopy first.
Greg, always very
you.
nice. Please come back and join us at any
We
time.
will.
We'd love to talk more about
We'll do
your story. Dr. Shauna, you're
Thank you,
wonderful.
sir.
You are wonderful.
Appreciate it.
And all the folks who are associated with us would love to have you come out and join us at Enterprise Park South. It's going on this Saturday, starting at when?
Register at 7:30, race is at 9, walk is 9:30, and award ceremony at 10.
All righty, check it out for more information, rumprun.com. That's rumprun.com. Hang in there with us. More of Let's Chat coming up right around the corner. We'll be talking about the UTC Alumni Networking, folks, coming up right after this.